Good morning. Today we are going to read the story Off the Bat. So go ahead and get your Off the Bat worksheet out and follow along as I read it to you, okay? And it is on my screen, so I'm going to be looking on my screen to read it. Off the bat. And if you look right under the bat, there's a little fact. And it says some bats can live for 30 years. And then above the bat, it says even though bats can see just fine in the daylight, they use echoes to help them locate food and other things in the dark. Anyone remember what that's called? We talked about it when we talked about bats. Bats make high-pitched sounds. Echoes are made when sounds hit objects. This is called echolocation. Did you remember that? Okay, off the bat. Have you ever seen a bat? Bats are hard to spot. They are nocturnal. Remember what that means? Bats only come out at night. They are very fast and quick. Bats are important to the world. Bats are found everywhere. They roost in caves and trees. These mammals also settle in buildings. Bats never touch the ground. They even sleep upside down. Bats' bodies. There are many kinds of bats. Some are small like a thumb. Fruit bats are big and they can grow a few feet long. Bat colonies. Bats live together in a colony. There are groups with 1 million bats. That's a ton of bats. Other colonies have just a few. Some move their homes every season. Some groups can live in the same cave for many years. Bats help. Bats help the environment. They eat pesky insects all night. Some people build bat houses. Bats can live there to consume bugs. Flying foxes help make new plants by spreading pollen and seeds. Go ahead over to the left to the little box. It says off the bat, to do something immediately. Bat pros. Now, what is a pro? A pro is how bats can help. Okay, pros are how bats help us. Bats eat insects. Insects can destroy crops. Seeds and pollen get scattered when they get stuck to the hairs of a bat. This helps new plants grow. So one of the pros of bats is they eat the insects that would destroy the crop. And they also help the seeds go to different places to grow more. Bat con. So if a pro is something good a bat does, what's a bat con? Well, a bat con is something bad. What is bad about bats? People fear bats because of stories, TVs, and movies. So it's just saying some people are afraid of bats because of what they've seen on TV or in movies. Do you know any sayings with the word bat? I'm not sure if I know any sayings. Okay, go ahead and get your off the bat sheet out. It looks like this. Remember, at any time, if you need to stop and write something down, hit pause on this video and then you can write it down and then continue on. So, the first question says, what is a bat? Well, what is a bat? It's an animal, right? But specifically, what kind of animal? Do you remember? It's a mammal, okay? So a bat is a mammal. And I'm going to write that in a complete sentence. A bat is a mammal. Okay. Next one. What time of day do bats come out and how do they fly? Okay, so we already should know what time of day they come out because they are that word nocturnal. Nocturnal means they come out at night. So bats come out at night. And looking in that first paragraph, what did it say about bats? How do they fly? If you go to the second sentence, it says bats only come out at night. They are very fast and quick. Okay? So in our question, what time of day do bats come out and how do they fly? Bats come out at night and they fly very fast. So that's what we're going to write. Bats come out at night and they fly very fast. Again, I wrote it in a complete sentence. I have a capital letter and I also have a period, so you should too. Remember, if you need to pause this, pause it to move on. Okay, how small can bats be? Well, we're talking about how small, so we're talking about their body. Go to the section in your paper that says bats' bodies. Okay, again, if you look at the second sentence after bats' bodies, it says some are small, like a thumb. So how small can bats be? Bats can be as small as a thumb. Again, I used the paper to find that. Remember to pause if you need to. How large can colonies get? Well, the key word in that question is colonies. So go on your paper to where it says bat colonies, okay? So if you start reading, it says bats live together in a colony. There are groups with 1 million bats. So how large can their colonies get? They can have 1 million bats in them. They can have 1 million bats in them. Okay, what does off the bat mean? So, the title of our story is Off the Bat. So, it's asking us, what does that mean? If you think about off the bat, like you're wanting to do something off the bat, what does that mean? Well, it means something immediately. Okay, so what does off the bat mean? Off the bat means something immediately, to do something immediately. Off the bat means to do something immediately. It means to do it right away. Okay, so that's what we're going to write for off the bat. What does off the bat mean? It means to do it right now. Okay, again, remember to pause if you need to. Okay, the next question says, what do some people do if they like having bats around and why? So, going back into our story, we're looking at what do people do? So go to the section where it talks about bats help, okay? So what do people do? Well, look at the third sentence. Some people build bat houses. And why do they do that? Because what do those bats do? They eat the insects, okay? So what do some people do if they like having bats around and why? So they build bat houses to eat insects. They build bat houses to eat the insects. Okay, they build bat houses to eat the insects. And the last one, it says, what do bats eat? Well, I just gave you one of the answers. We know that they eat insects. We also know that they eat bugs. Fruit bats eat fruits. Vampire bats eat blood. Okay, so we can really put all of that. Insects, bugs, fruit. Okay, they eat different things. Now, on the back, I am not going over the back with you. You do the back. They should be in complete sentences. Go ahead and work on the back. You may work with a partner.